Hello, my name is Andrea, and I'm here in Tanzania, and I'd like to share what inspired me to come on safari and kind of some of my experiences. And I have to say that it was a lifelong dream to come to Tanzania and to come to Africa on a safari, primarily because I'd seen the animals on television, in movies, in zoos, and books, and it just was the thought of seeing them in their natural environment, in their natural habitat, was very important to me. You know, they exist in their own ecosystem, and to see them there thriving was very important. And during the pandemic, I realized that time is precious. We don't always get to travel, and so when I had the opportunity, my friend had encouraged me to go ahead and join her on this trip. And let me tell you, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. You know, when I think about how this trip has changed my perspective on African safaris and wildlife, I think, individuals around the world, they see an African safari as being out of reach or too far, too expensive, too complicated. And I'm here to tell you that it couldn't have been easier. I mean, yes, you have to plan. Yes, you have to, budget. You get information in advance. You have your vaccinations and obviously a passport and a visa. But when you work with companies that have experience, that are working, on the ground, you get your questions answered, and you feel that this is worth doing. And then when you get here, it's beyond your expectations in every way. The animals, the kindness of the people, the friendliness, the courtesy, and you can feel comfortable asking questions, and the knowledgeable. The people working, on the guides are incredibly knowledgeable. Every bird, every tree, they know those answers to inform you along the way. So you leave after the end of your safari feeling thoroughly informed, completely enmeshed in the environment, that you were part of the environment, even if it was just for a short period of time. And so it's incredibly accessible, it's incredibly pleasant. You find yourself just overwhelmed with joy when you see the animals up close and in person, and you realize that seeing them on television, seeing them in a zoo, it's just not good enough, and it doesn't tell their story and show their exquisite natural state. And that's what safari is all about.
Well, look at those cool trees around. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, wait.
I've been in a dirigible.
A what?
A what? A Zeppelin.
Oh.
You're seeing animals as they're supposed to be, in their ecosystems, eating the food, drinking the water, interacting with other species, some in a more pleasant way, such as a wildebeest and a zebra, who are good friends. And then others, a gazelle and a cheetah, not so good of friends. You understand, the quote-unquote circle of life a lot more, and you feel very privileged to have witnessed this part of the world. And it's like you can never return to the way you used to feel or see the world, having been here in person. It's almost impossible to articulate the emotional impact of seeing these species in their natural environment. And I think it was also very pleasant and inspirational to see them in such good health. They're thriving here. This is where they belong. Their coats, their eyes, the way they move and travel, they're thriving here. And we have to protect these settings for them. We owe it to them. And to see how well it's done here in Tanzania, how well it's done in these national parks, it's highly inspiring. And you find yourself feeling confident in the future, and that these animals are protected, are thriving. So your children, your grandchildren will also be able to come here and see them in this glorious setting, as it's supposed to be, as they're supposed to be. So it's just an incredible, accessible process to come here, to be here. So I highly encourage people to take the time to plan and put it on their agenda, put it on their itinerary as soon as possible. You don't want to miss out on this incredible place.